Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday, September 12th, 2024. Today is step 20 day. Today is it's a Cancer day. It's a very sensitive day. So if you're feeling a little triggered, you're not alone. I am excited to unwind today's energy with you guys. Type in the comment where you guys are tuning from and how you guys are feeling. Yeah, it's definitely like my mind likes to go to this spot that I thought I overcame. But I'm also like, I learned that I'm differentiating my voice from my heart and voice from my intuition and voice from my mind so that I can listen to this soft, subtle voice that come from my heart. How you guys feeling? Good morning, Okanagan Valley, BC. Oh, amazing, Okanagan. Yes, I love that line. How you guys feeling? Today is Vancouver. I'm in Vancouver, Canada, and it's cloudy. My mind is good. Sometimes I'm in the mood and I totally let that weather affects me. But I'm good. I show up with my intention. Hello from Western Colorado. Hi, Rhonda. How you guys? How's your mood? I am excited to unwind the energy of the day. Today is that third phase of the Virgo. We're almost done with Virgo. It's about embodiment. Like last 3 years when I was introduced to Serious Joy, and I started to go a little bit, deeper into astrology, and I just like hated Virgo. Good morning, Colombia. I love you. I love you too. Thank you for being here. And yeah, Virgo seems to be one of the hardest season for me. And I think it's for a lot of us because we just notice little things, and that means notice little holes that we have, and then try to fix our body. Virgo is also about the earth and the body, so it's like just start noticing things and try to fix them. So Virgo is well known as a fixer, right? So, and my partner is Virgo. At this point, I feel like I totally understand what Virgo is like. He's always like eye rolling to me. It's like, oh. And I'm excited to have Libra because I'm Libra. And at this point, I totally, like it's super fun to work with astrology because I get it. I get it. I understand why people are, and so I show up and I don't use it to judge them. I use them as an assessment, like a measurement, so that I don't excessively judge them. And I found that about myself. The more I know about astrology, the more understanding I have, more compassionate I have for other people, because like, oh, you're Aries, that's why your behavior is like that, you're Capricorn, oh, that's why. But we're not just one sign. We could be all we are the composition of all the 12 zodiac signs. So understanding more about that sign and the energy help us understand more about ourselves through our astro chart, right? Feeling that intensity emotionally and the pressure to tie up all the loose ends before the full moon. Yeah, with the Virgo, yes. But I think it's, living with Virgo, that's my partner, started to understand the good side of it too. I'm a Libra, and part of me wants to just lay back, and it's just like life is good. Just like basically, how I started to understand who Libras are. It basically Libras are hippies, It's like to just like peace and love and unicorns, and I have that part of me that I love so much, but at the same time, like you also live your life, right? And I think it's in this Virgo season, I am learning to embody. I keep telling myself, like, what it's like for me to embody what I know. Also, the learning that I have through Leo season, which is to connect with my heart. What is my heart telling me, you know? And when our mind is in fear, it's just like, you know, the mind is programmed. Our brain is basically programmed to protect us so that we survive. And we need to really understand that part. And then we need to show more compassion towards ourselves and our mind. And as we go through that, it's like, oh, thank you. Thank you, mind, for protecting me. Thank you, mind, for protecting me. But because I'm in reprogramming myself, I tell and continue and tell myself, I don't need this protection anymore. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for all the work you've done for me. And I don't need this protection anymore. So that every time I feel fear and then my mind have opinions about it, try to protect itself. It's like, is it fight or flight? Is it something that, you know, I need to turn on this defense mechanism? And I tell myself, okay, I'm aware. Thank you for this protection. Thank you for this sensor. But thank you. I don't need this protection anymore. Love that you're reprogramming yourself and don't need that protection. Yeah, you know, like, I think I am practicing this so that I just have a better tools every time things come up. It's like reminding myself that I am the conductor of my own reality. I don't have to take in this idea if I don't want to. But in the moment, sometimes you take in this idea that, oh, I'm not worth it, or nobody, you know, like nobody cares about me, all those things. So yeah, I think it's like all about reprogramming, but I'm also like starting to really understand that like a new generation, I feel like they have, like, compared to when I was little, they have so much like tools and then like the mental capacity and not necessarily mental capacity, but they have tools to cope with those depression and mental health. They don't necessarily, you know, they're not where they need to be, but at the same time, like whoever, like that younger generation, whoever thriving, maybe like they're not afraid to be seen and they have like 1 million TikTok followers. They're so comfortable with their own skin. That's a beautiful confidence. And I get inspired by that so much. That being said, I binge watch, like I fast forward a lot, but I watched this Netflix show, Dream Academy. They were auditioning people from the younger generation, like, you know, teenage, and yeah, teenage mostly, probably from 14 to 20 years old. And and then they're forming a K-pop group, if you guys watch it. And then, you know, the girls from all over the world apply for this position, and then they pick the top 30 and slowly do, you know, reality TV show, eliminate people slowly, and then they pick the last 6. And the people who got picked were not necessarily, I mean, like at the end of it, they, you know, they polished them so much that it could be anybody's game. But also they incorporated the social media. So, you know, it's not necessarily the people that were loved by from the team members are not the ones that how people perceive them, right? So even though this person's so talented, but and then have a little bit of shitty attitude, or maybe not the team player yet, but then the talent just shine through star quality so that people see that and public sees that. And it creates a lot of tension and frustration within the group because it's like this person is not a team player. So they had a meeting and, you know, they worked through stuff. And of course, like if you're growing in such a short amount of time, it's you know, it's very hard. But just like watching the little girls, like a teenage girls, like working through emotions and hearing what the words that they use And it's like, wow, they're so mature. Like emotional intelligence is amazing. And whoever, wants to be famous, doesn't matter how old they are. I think you just need to have that capacity and also keep working towards that um, mindset to just be comfortable being seen, being understood, and not care about what other people think, but taking other people's criticism as an inspiration. Here comes when to listen, when not to listen, right? And just the little details that they had to work through, when you're K-pop idols, just because you know how to dance, but then you need to work on the facial expressions, and when the camera's here, it's like how to talk, how to appeal, and also like the little details, even when you are off camera. But then when you think about music video, it goes like the focus, and it goes to wide shot. So you got to be on point every time. Like as a dancer, I practice that. Every movement that you make needs to be that photo op. So there's no awkward moment. And so that's how I kind of train myself. But then I came to a point now that, okay, that helped me got to where I am, and to some extent. But what I want to embody is just to, and I don't need to try so hard to try to make myself look good every direction, every angle. I think that's a discipline. I think that's what Beyonce tried to embody. I can see that professionalism, but also at the same time, it can be very exhausting. I think what I'm trying to embody now is just relaxing to that inner peace, the inner confidence that is totally unshakable, that I just know that I'm good. I really like not trying, like I am learning to embody that. I don't need to be someone else. I just need to be myself. And from that strong confidence, like that subtle confidence, I think anything that comes at me, I can take it as a positive thing rather than being hurt and play victim. It's like, oh, it's like, I'm talking about audition, like looking at this Netflix show yesterday. And it's like, oh, I was told this. And it's like, oh, I'm not growing. I'm not in my, like I don't have a lot of presence on stage. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, girl, like I'm not good enough. I think it's like I am learning that I don't get to this spot anymore. I think when you are confident enough for who you are, just sit with that. And being triggered, being vulnerable is actually a great thing. That's when you can really work on your confidence, right? It's like, regardless of how I'm feeling, I'm actually know that I'm good enough, and I'm just gonna work through it. And thank you for this opportunity. I am here because of, I was polished. And so, yeah, it's like watching the show. So it was called Dream Academy. And then they picked top 6 in the end. The new K-pop group is called Cat Eye. And they were all, it's so funny that how they picked the girls in the end was the mixture of multicultural. There's this one Korean girl, there's one Indian, and then one brunette. And yeah, it was so interesting to see the dynamics of it. But they did work so hard and be comfortable being seen. It's so amazing to see, and it's so inspiring to see the young girls, like, when you look at people on TikTok and stuff like that, and then they just express themselves without any hesitation. And in the show, there are 3 Japanese girls, and then they couldn't speak English very well, and then they have this like so much shyness that regular Japanese girls will have. And I could see that shyness of also like that in Japanese culture, modesty and being humble is something that is so honored. But if you're not but it's also good and bad, right? So I can see that negative side of being modest and hold yourself back because you don't want to stand out, and because you're supposed to act like that when somebody says like, wow, you're so cute, you're so beautiful, instead of saying thank you. That's North America. Japanese are supposed to say, no, 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 not at all, I'm not this and I'm not that. But I think culturally that part really holds us back. I think it's nice to say, if somebody give you compliments, it's like, thank you, I'm working on it, thank you, I really appreciate that, you see that in me, and it takes one to know one, you know. Yes, I go through fewer and fewer moments where I feel I'm not valued. When it comes up, I move through it much quicker. Yeah, I agree. Also, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on social media. You never know what's really going on. The algorithm is changing so much. And one day I just like noticed my traffic coming to social media so little that it's like, is my content bad? Or like, is there something that I can improve? But it's like, you know, it wasn't the same as before. And then Human Garage is shadow banned. And then one day I was looking through my setting and I look at this flag and it's like, oh, that makes sense, I am shadow banned. And then, you know, like, what can you do, right? And then that affects me emotionally and literally. But at the same time, okay, I am learning that also I'm setting the intention that whatever comes to my life, I know how to turn every negative things into gold. That's my intention. So I think there's always something to learn from adversaries or anything that I'm going through, anything that we're going through. So let's just set the intention. We're powerful alchemists, and we have capability. It doesn't matter at the end of it whatever the government doing, whatever the social media, Instagram is doing to us. I think you can use that opportunity to advantage. And then that's what I keep telling myself. Why was your traffic low? I don't remember, but it seems like that when I go to my setting and then there's a flag, and then the flag, so the controversy post, it's like, did I post anything controversial? And then I look at the story that looks like it got flagged, and the flag was the exact post that Human Garage got flagged, which was the Gary's short reel with someone else. I think it was talking about structured water, and but I don't. Maybe I posted. I didn't repost it. I honestly don't remember. But that was one post, and I got flagged. And then because of that, Instagram is not recommending to the public feed, right? And it's like, oh shoot, why is this happening? And oh boy, yes, yes, we can heal our triggers. Yes, hi Haruka, hi, good morning. So, oh, good night. So, yeah, and it's like it's very discouraging, right? But at the same time, same thing with, like, you know, watching that audition program. It's like how the girls are going through emotions, and it's like, you know, every time the outside surrounding, the pressure comes and we have a choice. It's like we get triggered. Okay, it triggers us, okay. But then the power is how do you want to deal with that, right? Do you want to let that little things, or a big thing, could be the big thing, destroy you, or use it as an advantage and trying to grow from it, right? So I think definitely that's where the power is, and I like to be wise every day. I like to be smarter every day, and I just keep going. And even when you didn't get that reaction you want right away, but you just have to believe in yourself. That's when you have to, you know, it's okay. Like, I have something to offer to the world. I'm just gonna keep showing up, and I'm just gonna keep keep speaking my truth because it means something to me. And I do this, um, foremost, I do this for myself. And then if I what I do can inspire the world, and then it's like that's my intention, right? Can we do anything to help with this shadow band? Oh, that'll be like, if you could help me share, I think that will definitely help. um, I don't know, I just like, maybe with the US elections, and you can appeal, but then you can't really talk to anyone, right? But I've seen a lot of social influencers, literally all the years of work like go shattered, like, oh, I got blocked from TikTok and there's nothing to do to get it back or something like that. So it's compared to that, it's, yeah, share my posts, share my stories. I see lots of like posts about like how Instagram algorithm changing, so what you can do and what you shouldn't do and all that stuff. But it's like, I honestly feel like it's changing like every day. Every day is a new day, right? So very, very interesting, how things are moving. But I'm trusting the process. Let's just like really practice that mindset that everything that comes to our life is teaching us and helping us grow. And even when it seems negative at first, we are the powerful alchemist or powerful witch, whatever you want to call yourself. You have power to transmute that anything into gold and positivity. And in the end, if you just keep pushing instead of putting yourself down, put yourself down, you notice that, oh, because of this, I was able to grow from it. So let's just like have fun with it. It's okay. Anything that comes up, it's like we have power. Totally agree. Always helping us grow. If you open, if you open and receptive, I am more than clear about my life purpose right now. There are so many things that I want to do and accomplish, but one thing that I've been thinking about is I want to live a life that is so fluid, adaptive, and solid. And because I'm a so fluid, adaptive, solid, I am always live in my inner peace and self-love. And because I practice this fluidity in me, in my body, in my perception and mind, I move my body the way it fits. I flow like water. And I move my mind every day that is so fluid. And I think that's super powerful, because sometimes people are so focused on the body, and then they move their body, but they forget that they also have mind, and maybe ignore some of the emotions. And that's something that that was me, for the longest time. I know how to move my body, and I thought that dance is just something that is in my life, and I'm so grateful. And if I'm moving my body, I am constantly releasing emotions that comes up. And so even though I get triggered, and I'm able to release that beautiful emotions, and that's powerful. At the same time, the triggers are there still. The patterns are still there, right? So I am able to start working on myself in my mind, so that, okay, I know how to move my body to release that emotions. But if I work on the roots of the pattern that triggers me, like not feeling good enough, nobody loves me, I think two things: not good enough, not feeling good enough, and not feeling loved enough. Like you don't feel enough, so you feel like no one's care about me. And I think a lot of us can relate to that. But it's so nice to see younger generation that, like, those are like new breed. Yeah, they're so comfortable being seen on social media. So just look at younger people, even like some Japanese people, I talk about culture programming, like we were taught to be humble and not to accept the compliment. So when somebody's give you a compliment, it's like, oh, no, don't say that. I don't think so, but it's like, why? You wanna accept the compliment. But most importantly, it doesn't matter what people say. At the end, you accept that you are that, right? That what you believe matters. I mean, what you believe only matters. So we'll share you content. That'll be amazing, Haruka. Yeah, so really, I don't know how long this is gonna go with the shadow band, and human garage traffic is really low too. But I like to think that it shall pass, and when that time ends, and whatever I learned through that period, it matters, right? And I think like I like to think that we're liquid gold, liquid crystal quartz. That's who we were. That's our fascia is. But we have the edge. We have the little bit of tightness in our fascia because of our programming. And structure is important. I'm learning to appreciate that structure, because structure gives us the stability. Structure gives us this, beautiful aesthetic beauty, and without it you look unstable. I'm also connecting like that theory from a dancer perspective. One of my mentors yesterday I took a class from, he talks about stability, what was that, balance, timing, musicality, stamina, those, and groove, and those things, like those are really good words. Like when you look at somebody dancing, and you can also apply that same technique to our life. Do we have that stability? Do we have that good balance? Do we have the good control, right? Control, if you use it to harm yourself, then that's like, oh, we become rigid. But control is very important. Do you have that really good control for yourself, discipline? And otherwise you're just going all over when you're dancing. There's no much center, I can't see. Do you have good timing, right? Because right thing, anything at a wrong time can be a wrong thing, right? Right thing at the right timing is a super important thing. And so those things lead us to make right choices, right? Even like when you're freestyling in dance, there's so many possibilities that we can explore. We're constantly making choices, right? And we're making choices, and then pay attention to the beat, the pattern. At the end of it, it doesn't matter what kind of song you listen to. It's a sequence of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in this 8 count, there's so many possibilities. And when you pay attention to the pattern of the music and the structure, you notice like bum, 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 bum. Or sometimes bum, 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 4, bum, 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 bum. Or boom, cut, dun, da da da, bum, 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 da da da, dun. And with that beat, you notice sometimes that one beat is stronger than the other, or some beats are a little bit snare, right? So the softer beat or stronger beat. And then you have a choice. Do you make strong kick? Do you do a strong kick on the soft punch, soft beat? That's a choice that you make, right? When the beats are strong, boom, 1, 2, 3, boom. You want to do some like stronger action, stronger choice. So timing, musicality, decision making. But the decision we're making, we hope that it's allow us to play and leave us a lot of grace and wiggle room to play with. At the same time, can we stop making smart choice or wise choice? It doesn't have to be exactly precise, but at the same time, musicality, timing, do things at the right time is important. Say that again. If you don't do what, then we look unstable. So stability is very important, right? I'm talking about dance, but I'm also applying everything I say to my life and to our lives. And we're not stable if we don't have good control. Think about our body. If we don't have good control over our body, even though our mind wants to do certain things, but our body is not cooperating with us, right? So we need to like to take a step. So it's not just the body, it's not just the mind, it's not just the heart. Like really, these things needs to work together. So think of layers or tools. Okay, this aspect needs to work together. So mind is, like we need to use our mind so that we can form a sentence. We can form a movement, right? Like there's a gold medalist b-boy breaker. His name is Phil Wizard. He's actually from Vancouver. He talks about how freestyle is. Freestyle is like forming a sentence, right? When you like, as I'm like talking, I'm forming an idea, and then there's like almost like a words are floating, right? Same thing with dance. When you listen to the music, possibilities endless, and then there's another sort of like ideas that in you already maybe show up, maybe because of the energy of the day or the mood that you're already in, but also it's about co-creation. So when you listen to music and the music triggers us something, right? Same thing, the outside pressure triggers us, inspire us, energy, what people said, or the music that we play. It triggers something in us. And then we have a choice. Oh, okay, I kind of want to react this way. I kind of want to move this way. And now, what if I form a sentence like this? What's going to happen? And I think it's the practice that makes count, because if you are amateur, then obviously you make poor choices, right? To be better at anything, dance or life or cooking or driving, we only get better if we practice or start with the mindset, right? Like it's like, I am good enough, I am enough, whatever I do, I excel. With that mindset, of course you're gonna excel. So again, when you move your body, when you move your mind, think about balance, stability, timing, musicality, control, groove. Groove is like a glue that connects everything, right? So, and facial expression, how you show up to the world, and how you present yourself. So, yeah, I love applying the tools that I learned through dance and through my body into the daily life, because it's like transferable skills, right? And it's not about just working and polishing the body. You also need to polish your mind so that mind and body works together, so our soul is happy and our mind is being heard, right? Because all we want is just to live a beautiful life, finding the harmony within. A lot of times we react to those things because of the word, the conflict that happening in our mind, right? It's like my mind says something, my heart says something else, but the difficult part is the voice from our heart is so soft and so subtle. This is loud, right? So in order for us to listen to this voice, is to literally calm ourselves down. And so, yeah, every day think about, okay, every day I'm moving my body. Because if you want to be fluid and adaptive and solid, good control, good stability, good balance. But also every day we need to move our mind, exercise our mind, because I think in nature, if we don't move our mind, if we don't move our body, it just gets stagnant. You know, in nature we're supposed to move. We're supposed to move. So that's why movement is the answer, right? I started a fundraiser to raise funds to join the tour events in Australia. Janelle encouraged me to do this. It will be in exchange for channeled paintings. I just put up a post in the app. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, well, Haruka, you grew up in Australia, right? You definitely, if Australia tour is happening, then I would love for you to go there. That'll be amazing. Yeah. I think there are so many tools to help us live the best life. And, but also, I think that the key is consistency. Last 1 year, I feel like I spent a lot of time exercising, moving my mind, and working through my emotions and triggers, and that's beautiful. And there was so much change, and basically, at some point, I was juggling. Good release. At some point, I was struggling like professions like multiple professions, and it was hard. I lost social life, and I just have to keep going, try to sort of like complete the project after project, and try to, meet that expectation, right? And at the end of it, because I'm overworking myself, if somebody's not happy with my product, and that's when I just get angry, right? Because I'm not taking myself. And I had to go through that. So I'm happy that 1 year is over. Because I feel like there was a cycle for me that I needed to learn from last September to this September. I totally changing that story right now so that I can quantum shift. I exercised my mind for the last 1 year, and I kind of forget to move my body because I got so busy, and move my body in a sense that serves me well. And one day I noticed my hips were so tight. At some point, I felt like my hips were like, I don't know, a woman from 70 year old, and I'm not even kidding. It's like I got to experience what it's like to feel pain, just getting into the car, squatting. It's like I shouldn't feel this way at all. But if because I was able to go there, I know what makes me tight. So now I learned the lesson. So I can make a new change. So I'm like, keep telling myself, I lived a life with more fluid, adaptive, solid mindset in my body. So move my body, keep telling myself, move my body and move my mind, and so that I can remain flexible. And that's how I want to adapt to anything that comes to my life, because I think that's the only way we can really ride a wave. Change is happening. We can't be rigid. Wow, your hips went right from the stress. Yeah, it's crazy. That's when I learned it doesn't matter how well you eat. It doesn't matter how, like, let's say do fascia maneuvers, but then the amount of stress, the amount of emotions that I carry, uh, doing fascia maneuvers like every day helped, but it's not like I was doing 3 times a day. So once a day of fascia maneuvers, it was literally not enough, because all the other time I was dealing with these emotions, and I think I felt like I needed to prove myself, or I needed to, I was just taking on so many responsibility from everywhere. So as I'm transitioning my career from teaching dance full-time, performing, into doing more fascia maneuvers, and in that transition, I was just doing double shift. And I think it's traditional period. Everyone has to go through that, right? It's like you lose your social time and you just like focus on your career and your next chapter. And I feel like, oh, okay, now it's over. Now I get to choose what I want to do. I say no to things that are not serving me. So that's a good place to be. Yeah, me tight. Yeah, yes, I really got tight. So I learned that we need to keep reminding ourselves, okay, did I do something to move my body today? Did I do something to move my mind today? Is my mind flexible, adaptive? Like literally tune into your body, focus on that sensation and the feelings. And it's like, okay, I feel a little tightness here and there. Okay, let's move our body more, I think it's that, like, this is how you can take care of yourself. If you stay flexible, fluid, adaptive, I think also believe, I know that we can remain very useful for the rest of our life. Because you're moving your body and you're moving your mind. Can you imagine, right? So that's what I'm going to embody, and that's what I'm embodying. Powerful intention. Yeah, you're doing so much. I would love to know how you manage time. I can't seem to get things done. I'm a lot in a better place right now. So if you want to reach out, I'm here. But yeah, managing time. I think disciplining yourself with the time and timing. Like, okay, whatever happening, I'm just gonna wake up at this time and I'm gonna do this and do that. Like checkpoint, right? And those things is, I'm talking about structure. Will give you a good structure of your day. So, and then from there, also leave some room for flexibility and freedom. But if you have the good routine like that, then you can really discipline yourself. So showing up for yourself. But then we also have to know that we're not like robots, right? So pacing ourselves, but also pacing and timing and move, riding the wave of the energy every day. And so today, that being said, I haven't really get to that energy of the day today. Today is Cancer Day. It's a sensitive day to feel emotions. It's to do with the moon energy. I'm going to read. Today is about getting on the right side of my heart. Your feelings and long-term emotions rule today. You may be overly sensitive about what's true and be forced to be mindful of your emotional needs over responding to what's triggering you. Give yourself space to process. Part of the stickiness is a square between the Sun and Jupiter in Gemini, enforcing a reconciliation between your mind's big plans and heart's involvement. Turn out the mind may be singing you for things the heart never agreed to. Turns out the mind may be singing you for things that the heart never agrees to. But simply, the big plans don't feel so right. Maneuver boundaries, deadlines, timing, and rules within you to find agreement between heart and mind. Yeah, heart and mind. My mind likes to go to certain places throughout the day. And for example, especially the boundaries around relationship, a constant negotiation in my mind. It's like, am I overgiving? Or is this person happy with me, right? And there's part of me that is so wounded that I like to go to this place where it's like, oh, maybe this person doesn't like me anymore. Like it's like, oh, this fight or flight panic mode. And the power is to comfort the part of yourself when that happens. It's like, no, that is not true. When my mind says something, right? My heart is not. That's not what my heart wants. So constant reminding ourselves that we create our reality, and the person's reaction at the end, it doesn't really matter. It's about how you react to those things, what you think about that, what you believe around it. is more important than anything, because if you started to doubt yourself, if you started to doubt a bond or relationship, that's the beginning of the reality that you're creating. What are we creating, right? Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm working on structure and consistency. Yeah, definitely feel that. Okay, let's continue. I will read more stuff. I love reading and just processing my emotions. So, okay, just a second. It's coming. Feeling the future. Welcome to chapter 3 of I Become Virgo season. The third chapter of any state of awareness involves our feelings, step 2, and where the current of those feelings are currently flowing. The direction your emotions are flowing towards is the future. The direction your feelings are flowing from is the past. You live in the present and always will live in the present. Thus, in chapter 3 of I Become Virgo, you'll be in the present, but feel the past and the future both. This is one reason why any step number at step 20 or higher is considered a master step. Managing all the feelings in the moment is a stroke of human mastery. Managing all the feelings. We are living in the present, but also you are flowing towards the future and flowing from the past, and you continue. Beginning today, you will feel all your emotions and feelings surrounding the topics of what your life has been and what your life will become. This is the first time you're getting a full dose of your feelings about becoming in 18 days. Step 2, Virgo, was the last time you felt everything. Do yourself a favor and plan for your day to rotate around the needs of your feelings. If you force yourself into something you don't feel like, you will regret the decision. On the flip side, positive feelings you have for your future must be encouraged and nurtured. Emotional supports your moral, and the height of your emotional happiness will aid in your manifesting what you desire. In each of your stories today, nurture and protect your feelings and emotions with your desired goal. Release negative or low vibrations. Your feelings are hypersensitive to the astral plane, your subconscious issues, fears, and karmic guilt. Nurture your feelings into neutrality. Shelter your sensibility from outside interference. You're becoming passionate about long-term chances to finances, material investments, or projects in the works. Separate your feelings between your old values and the new ones. Your goal today is to protect your feelings from outer disturbance. Create boundaries with space and time to feel safe. The important aspect of today's emotional management primarily involves your emotional boundaries. The way to manage feelings is to set limits on them. Separate the feelings that belong from the feelings that do not belong. Give time limits on how long you want to be dealing with a certain feeling. So that's where the boundary comes from, right? So it's important to feel those emotions, like acknowledge them, but it's and then you grieve with it. For example, if it's a grief, and then you just once you give yourself the time, let's say 1 minute, and I just like stop and decide how much time or space you need to overcome certain emotions or feelings. Setting emotional limits will give you the feeling of better control and personal ease. Feel through the energy. My feelings are under my care. I think that great way to process your emotion without suppressing them or storing them in your body. When that energy comes, you feel triggered and you feel a certain way. You acknowledge that part of you. Oh, I play victims in the area, or I interpret this energy and action on other people as this. Maybe like not feeling good enough, or maybe like thinking that, especially like not feeling loved, not feeling good enough. That's a really vulnerable place, right? And that's a past. That's a trauma. That's a fear that taken from our childhood, maybe from past life, especially if you have, or if you don't have the memory, but then you probably went through some, harsh reality that you got killed, or someone you love murdered you, and that was me. And so when you go through that, then it's very hard when something happens, you get triggered. It's like you censor. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And it's like, no, I've been reminded so many times in this life, I will live a very different life. So, whew, and I found a lot of inner peace and calmness in this life. Great news. I'm not going to repeat that. But I'm not going to repeat that because my mind is in a very different place. I am this time able to flip the narrative that what I see, because I am an alchemist. Thank you for this reminder to be stronger. Thank you for this reminder to come back to myself. See that reflection of myself in others. Come back to yourself. Okay, is this true for me? How I'm feeling is true for me? Okay, I'm grieving a little bit, thinking that this reality should be interpreted as this. But I choose to think that whatever that it looks like, I'm gonna be okay. Whatever that may be, I'm gonna be okay. So let's embody that. And so sit with your emotions like this, or however it works for you. And then once you let it flow through every parts of your cell, sensation, focus on the sensation. Thank you for this tension. Thank you for this trigger. I feel it in my emotion. I hold space and time for you. And set the timer, literally set the timer. It's like, could be 1 minute, however long you want to. I think you really take your time, give yourself time and space to feel that emotion when you get triggered. Let that flow. How do I feel in my body? Where do I feel? I feel it in my neck. I feel it in my feet. Okay. Can you feel a sensation? Tingly, pulsing sensation. Can you focus on the heartbeat? When you calm down your mind, calm down your nervous system, that's when emotion just go through every cells of our body and you let it go. And then you set the boundaries. Maybe use lots of tools, breath work. But I believe that let it flow in my body. Focus on the sensation. Focus on the tight area. Focus on that symptoms without judgment, and let it flow. And then maybe use the power of 369. So sigh out with intention 3 times. Last one. Once you let it go, just know that it's done. And then focus on the sensation again. I think this is super powerful. When I went to Austin, Texas with Human Garage, I got to meet this woman, Caroline, super amazing. She does like energetics, and she does and then it feels good. Like she helped us relieve emotions and pains and sensations. And then you feel emotional and all of that. And she told me that any emotion that lasts for more than 5 minutes is an illusion. I think about that very often. I think it was 5 minutes or 3 minutes. Any emotion that lasts longer than 5 minutes is an illusion. It's kind of like you're creating unnecessary drama over it and looping it, thinking that it's real. I think that emotions are meant to go through our body without us blocking it, and feel that sensation so that emotions can tell us what we are holding on to, where we are holding on to, and so that let it flow. Thank you for this reminder. Thank you for this opportunity. Let it flow. Move your body. Remind yourself how fluid, adaptive we wish to be. And so that you can bring back more flow into your body and mind. Once you let it flow, we'll do that for like good 5 minutes. Feel the emotion, maybe dance with the emotions. And once you set the timer and boundaries, okay, I'm good. I'm done. Yeah. So that was powerful. Thank you guys for being here. Okay, so that I tap the card 20 times. That's the energy of the day, step 20. And I pick this card. Believe in yourself, unleash your inner unicorn. It's time to make some sparkle magic and unleash your inner unicorn. The enchanting unicorn embodies the feminine yin energy of the moon and represents magic, mystery, intuition, innocence, courage, wisdom, fulfillment, and abundance. It connects us with our truest essence by teaching us to trust our own intuition and believing in our unique sparkle magic. Our inner unicorn knows our wildest dreams and desires. Tapping into the untamed energy feels like absolute freedom and gives you permission to be your authentic self. This card shows up when you have been doubting yourself and hiding your unique sparkle magic. Where have you been holding yourself back? Be honest. The horn sits on top of the crown chakra, divine consciousness, and hold magic healing power to help banish beliefs that limit you from letting your light shine. At the end of it, oh, there's more. It is said that it is said this magical being only shows itself to those pure of heart. So when you pull this card, your inner unicorn is emerging to remind you to eliminate self-doubt and believe in yourself. This cosmic creature of the night will reveal its wisdom to you through the world of dreams. Call upon your inner unicorn to be more confident, courageous, joyful, and trusting. You have everything you need to evolve into the next phase of your spiritual growth. This spirit guide offers you divine wisdom and freedom to be who you came here to be. Believe anything is possible and unleash your inner unicorn. I believe in my unique sparkle magic and unleash my inner unicorn. Our inner unicorn knows our wildest dreams and desires. Yeah. Remind you to eliminate self-doubt and believe in yourself. And that's the key. We all know that. Eliminate your self-doubt and believe in yourself. And sometimes it takes time. Sometimes the repetition help us get to where we need to go. But also use outside inspiration. Any inspiration that comes up, use it to as an advantage. We are alchemists. We believe that. I like to believe that we're all powerful alchemists. We have capabilities, abilities, power to transmute any negative things into positive one. We have ability to turn anything into gold. Like, can you imagine? And so don't be afraid of anything that comes up to our life because we have power. Okay, this person saying things. This opportunity come up. Okay, what do I want to do? Yes, namaste. So self-doubt will discard, eliminate self-doubt and believe in yourself. There's the sun came out. I don't know if you can see it. It was cloudy. It's still cloudy, but the sun came out for a bit. Sun came out because we are transmute the energy, but also even that sun doesn't come out, there's the sunshine right out, right above the clouds. So it's about us shining your own light. Love this message. Totally resonate. I'm stepping into my painting gifts and just started sharing it with others, right? Yeah, when you start something new or something that makes us feel uncomfortable, vulnerable, and I think that's where exactly we need to be. Like, I am starting to understand this is where my blockage was. I was afraid to be uncomfortable, and that's why I held myself back. But I know that, wow, this is exactly what I should be doing. So believe in yourself. Or sometimes you have that little insecurity in us, but you just do it anyway, showing up yourself and come back and then do it again. And before you do it again, let's set the intention. That's what I do every morning in the Instagram live. It's like, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. I'm just gonna press play and then start the live. Yes. Yeah, Ikue, please, if you can do the stretch, reset, shoulder and throat. Okay, just that, throat. Let's finish with that. Let's rub our hands. We're speaking our truth, shining our own truth light that we all have in us. Because it's at the end, it doesn't matter what people do or what people say. It's about us. It's about us. It's about us. We're the conductor. Matrix illusion keeps showing us that our past self, our past programming. But thank you for the reminder, because thank you for the reminders to be strong, right? So let's do a throat chakra. Take your right hand and start from the bottom of your neck and pull the skin up a little bit, and take your left hand and place it in back, elongate. Sending some good energy to our thyroid, speaking our truth. Breathe through your mouth. 2, 3. Your nose. 2, 3. Do a little affirmation. I am speaking my truth, even if it's inconvenient for myself and others. I'm speaking my truth, even if it's inconvenient for myself and others. And I feel good about it. I feel good about it. Self-doubt, not believing in ourselves, was due to us not practicing being uncomfortable. Pulling up at the back of the neck. Yeah, I like to elongate myself. Things get compressed, and they'll literally physically get compressed and doesn't have a lot of room. So elongating. So this can function better. And this is more flowy. Yeah. And the shoulders. I've been feeling a little tightness here on my left side. And I'll sit with that emotion. So let's do a little bit of swinger. Take your left hand, place on your right shoulder. Let's grab that. Take your left hand, pin and lock the fascia, bring the skin over. Really embody, like when I teach fascia maneuvers, like I do lots of variations. Sometimes I grab my rib cage and then pull the rib cage and twist. But I started to practice this. So getting my elbows together, like hug myself. I love the shape, the little heart. And with that, but you don't want to go like this. You don't want to hunch your back. You still want to maintain. So from that posture, you slide and elongate and look the other way and breathe. 2, 3. Your nose. 2, 3. Let's bring your arms up. You can twist your skin on your elbow if you like. And lean. And look, breathing. 2, 3. Your nose. 2, 3. Let the hands melt. Let's go into the other side. Right hand, left hand. Hug yourself. yourself, but don't hurt your back. Hug yourself. And now slide your left hand, pin and lock the skin, and bring the skin over to your right elbow. Turn your head the other way. Spinal pivot lock in, draw your belly button into your spine, squeeze your rectum, breathe your mouth. 2, 3, your nose. 2, 3. Now bring your arms up and lean over to your left and look to the right. Breathing. 2, 3. Your nose. 2, 3. That felt really good. Yeah, just like it's all about focusing on the sensation in your body. Pay attention to the feelings that are coming up and work through that emotions instead of holding it. Just let it flow. Let it flow. In order to let it flow, we need to let that emotions flow without judgment, without judging further, having those moments or feelings, and then focus on the sensation that when the emotion goes through, it's like, okay, I'm feeling here. It's almost like that, the gold light coming through and then cleansing yourself as we go through this. And it's like this gold light is burning all the stagnant energy and going through that. It's like gold light. It's like in that big post of gold light coming through. Let the emotions flow, scanning your body like that, all the way down to your feet. And as you're scanning, you're burning with this like gold light. And then we let that go through, tapping into sensation. How you feel in my body? Do you feel a little lighter? Feeling a lot of weight? Yeah. Feeling of heaviness is the sensations are coming up because today is Cancer Day. It's definitely feeling. This is the day. This is like day to feel all the emotions. So if you're feeling like that, you're not alone. So constantly just remind yourself that today is the day to feel emotions. So hug yourself more. Don't judge. Things are coming up. Sometimes you use that sensation to judge yourself, but keep in mind, we're literally releasing anything from our current life situation and a past life situation and childhood, anything that comes up, also collectively, individually. So you don't necessarily have to identify the emotions. Maybe it could be sadness, it could be anger. You can sometimes identify, sometimes you don't have to. You just notice the tightness, you just notice the sensation, right? So just noticing it and let that flow. Can you bring more flow into your life? It's like work with me, establishing a healthy connection with your body and mind. Move your body, move your mind, and do that every single day. And it doesn't have to be perfect, right? 80%. Awesome. So let's go through that. Okay, well, I went over quite a bit today, but I loved our talk and our co-creation. Thank you guys for being here, and have a great rest of your day. Tomorrow, I'm hopefully on live a little bit, but tomorrow is my partner's birthday. I know today, actually, my partner's mom is coming, so I live in a small apartment, so we'll see. But if not, I'll let you know. But if you're in Vancouver area, I am teaching a in-person Fashion Maneuver class at 7:30 p.m. and that's an in-person, and it's a Pacific time. I hope to see you guys somewhere soon. Thank you guys. Bye.